Florida's housing market is already crashing in Cape Coral and Punta Gorda. Those crashes are documented. The data is in the headlines, but the crash does not stop there. Forecasters, risk models, and leading indicators are pointing at a second wave of cities where prices have not yet fully collapsed, but are set to collapse in 2026. These are cities where overvaluation scores are still elevated, inventory is still building, short-term rental income has already cratered, and the math of ownership is breaking down in real time. These are 10 Florida cities where home prices are set to collapse in 2026. Number 10, Clermont. Lake County's median sale price dropped 13.7% year over year in late 2025 per Redfin data. Wallet Investors' forecast model advises against buying here for profit and projects' continued value declines through 2026. Lake County was issuing 312 to 407 building permits per month through late 2025. And the Wellness Way mega development is adding thousands more units into a market already saturated with supply. Clermont functions as a cheaper alternative to the Winter Garden and Windermere corridor outside Orlando, which means when the primary Orlando market softens, Clermont absorbs amplified correction pressure. The broader Orlando metro has seen home sales down 47% from 3 years ago, with an 18% contract cancellation rate. Buyers signed contracts and walked away. The pipeline of new construction has not stopped. The demand has. Number 9, Spring Hill. Hernando County's coastal zone already crashed 21% year over year in June 2025. That is not a forecast. That already happened. But the broader Spring Hill market is structurally set up for the correction to spread. It is essentially car-dependent sprawl with 98,000 residents and only around 14,000 local jobs, making the entire community dependent on a 45-mile commute to Tampa Bay. National builders D.R. Horton, M.I. Homes, and Terrata Homes are all actively building there, with 219 new construction homes currently listed for sale in Spring Hill alone. Pasco County, which shares this dynamic, is issuing approximately 700 building permits per month. Inland insurance averages $6,026 per year. The county has 333 properties in pre-foreclosure. The coastal zone has already collapsed. The inland zone is following. Number 8, Homosassa Springs. Citrus County's condo market has fallen 22.4% year over year, the second steepest condo decline in the entire state. The median age here is 56.9 years. 58% of households receive Social Security income. The median household income is $56,546, which is 24% below the Florida state average. Now layer on the insurance crisis. 98% of Homosassa properties face severe flood risk over 30 years. Insurance costs run $4,200 to $7,000 per year. The Federal Emergency Management Agency Risk Rating 2.0 is compounding increases of 10 to 18% annually. Days on market have exploded from 48 days to 116 days in 1 year, a 142% increase. This is a fixed-income retiree population being asked to absorb exponentially rising insurance costs on properties that are simultaneously declining in value. The math does not work, and it is going to break loudly. Number 7, Deltona. The Deltona, Daytona Beach, Ormond Beach Metro is one of only 22 United States metros that Realtor.com projects will decline in 2026, falling negative 3.6%. Active listings are up 50 to 70% in some areas, with multiple neighborhoods setting record inventory levels above 8-year historical averages. ATTOM ranks this metro among the top 5 worst foreclosure rates for large metros nationally. Deltona is fundamentally a commuter town on the Interstate 4 corridor between Orlando and Daytona Beach, with no major employer anchor of its own. That leaves the entire market dependent on commuters willing to make the drive. As both anchor markets soften, demand for Deltona housing evaporates with them. Condo supply in the metro exceeds 10 months. There is no economic engine here to absorb the inventory surge that is still building. Number 6, Daytona Beach. Zillow shows Daytona Beach already down 8.2% year over year. Redfin city-level data shows the median sale price down 12.4% year-over-year to $265,000 as of January 2026. Realtor.com forecasts an additional 3.6% decline in 2026. 71% of Daytona Beach listings have price reductions. Home resale inventory is up 45% year-over-year, and sales volume is down 34%. Most oceanfront buildings here qualify for the 25-year coastal inspection requirement under Senate Bill 4D. Results have been devastating. The Surfside Club in Ormond Beach assessed owners $100,000 each. Condo prices metro-wide are down 15.2% year-over-year, and the vacation rental market has collapsed alongside it. Average annual short-term rental revenue in Daytona Beach is now $21,846 at only 36% occupancy, down from over $32,000 just 1 year ago. Investors who bought at 2022 prices expecting rental income to carry the mortgage are now staring at a gap with no path to closing it. We are halfway through this list, and the numbers are only going to get worse. If you want to understand where Florida's market stands right now, before we get to where it is headed, we already covered the 10 cities where the housing market is actively crashing the fastest, with real recorded declines as steep as negative 11.93% in a single year. Those cities are the preview of what these cities are about to become. Hit subscribe and stay with us because number 1 on this list is the city that no one saw coming. Number 5, Palm Bay. CoreLogic rates the Palmbay Melbourne-Titusville metro as very high risk, with greater than 70% probability of further price decline. Reventure app projects negative 6.74% ahead. Aerospace employment surged 41.6% between 2019 and 2024, with SpaceX, Blue Origin, and L3 Harris creating 10,000 high-paying jobs. Home prices followed that salary base straight up. But 62 active new construction communities are now competing for those buyers, while the broader local population earning the area median income of $49,316 simply cannot afford the product. Resale inventory has surged 73% year-over-year. 48% of Palm Bay home searchers are actively looking to leave the area. Pandemic-era buyers who purchased at the 2022 peak of approximately $359,000 are facing values roughly $44,000 below their purchase price. The Space Coast boom created a market that local incomes cannot sustain. Number 4, Bradenton. Realtor.com's 2026 forecast for the Northport, Sarasota, Bradenton Metro is negative 8.9%, the second worst projected decline for any metro in the United States. CoreLogic rates this metro very high risk, with greater than 70% probability of continued decline. Bradenton's median sale price is already down 8.6% year-over-year. Condo prices in Manatee County have fallen 11.7% year-over-year to $291,250, with condos taking a median of 120 days to close, and sellers receiving only 90% of their original asking price. This is Sarasota's crash spreading north. Adjacent Sarasota County has already seen condos down nearly 20%. Bradenton absorbs that correction directly, and the Lakewood Ranch East expansion is adding 1,200 new residences in 2026 alone into an already saturated market. The question is not whether Bradenton declines further in 2026, it is how far. Number 3, Naples. The Naples-Marco Island Metro declined 5.97% year-over-year according to Zillow, one of the worst performances in the nation. Veros Real Estate Solutions projects an additional negative 1.7% ahead. 100% of Naples properties face extreme wind risk. 98% face severe flood risk over 30 years. Insurance averages $5,604 per year, with Gulfront homes reaching $7,000 to $18,000 annually. Flood insurance adds thousands more on top. Senate Bill 4D special assessments in Naples range from $10,000 to $50,000 per unit. Condo inventory surged 240% year over year. Active supply hit 14.3 months at peak. When accounting for all relisted homes, true average days on market approaches 281 days. A waterfront lot on Aqua Lane Shores listed at $5 million sold for $3.5 million, a 30% haircut in one of the wealthiest areas in America. When the insurance math breaks for people who can actually afford it, the repricing has no floor. Number 2. Port St. Lucie. Reventure app identifies Port St. Lucie as the single most overvalued city in all of Florida, at 34% above historical norms. ATTOM's fourth quarter 2025 housing risk report ranks St. Lucie County as the fourth riskiest county in the entire United States. 75% of listings already have price reductions, condo supply has hit 11 months, homes sit 86 to 91 days before selling. And the reason prices have not fully collapsed yet is also the reason they will. Port St. Lucie is in the middle of the most aggressive overbuilding cycle in its history. 26 new development projects were approved in 2025 alone. GL Homes, Lennar, D.R. Horton, Taylor Morrison, Pulte, Mattamy, KB Home, Ryan Homes, Miranda, and Coulter Homes are all building simultaneously in the Tradition Corridor right now. That supply is still arriving through 2026 and into 2027 into a market where prices are already falling. The highest overvaluation score in Florida, combined with the largest simultaneous builder presence, is the most dangerous combination in the state right now. Number 1, Kissimmee. No Florida city has a more structurally broken investment thesis heading into 2026. 65% of listings already have price reductions. Median price per square foot is down 8.1% year over year. Osceola County's foreclosure rate is 1 in every 360 housing units, among the worst in America. Some resort community areas near Disney have 18 to 19 months of inventory. The core collapse driver is the short-term rental market. Kissimmee has between 8,800 and 14,400 active vacation rental listings, competing for declining tourist revenue. Average annual short-term rental income has fallen to $35,581 at only 47% occupancy. A 7-bedroom themed property at Champions Gate reported $55,000 in 2024, down 25 to 30% from peak years when the same property earned $70,000 to $80,000. Investor purchases across the Orlando metro fell 27% in 1 year. Investor market share dropped from 26.6% to 20.7%, the biggest market share collapse of any major United States metro. These investors bought based on rental income projections that no longer exist. Disney's continued prioritization of on-site accommodations is structurally hollowing out the off-property vacation rental corridor. This is not a temporary softening. It is the collapse of the entire business model that justified Kissimmee's pandemic-era prices. These 10 cities are the markets where overvaluation is still baked in, where supply is still arriving, where the rental income that justified peak prices has already disappeared, and where the insurance math is quietly making ownership untenable. The crash that started in Cape Coral and Sarasota does not stay there. It spreads. And in 2026, based on everything the data is showing, it is spreading here. If you own property in Florida or you are thinking about buying, drop a comment below and tell us which city you are watching. Are you seeing prices fall in your neighborhood right now? If you want to see where the crash is already happening today, the numbers in our Florida housing crash video are the ones to know before you make any decision about Florida real estate.